before you even start trading, before you even start back testing, we're gonna get to the entry. Um, I think the biggest thing where I can give you the majority of what trading is, it starts with the psychology. Um, if you wanted to know everything about trading, everything 80% of trading is psychology. So that's why we're gonna start here, and then we're gonna move over to trading view, so I can go over the entries and exits. So it all stems from your identity. Okay, whoever you believe you are, whoever you see yourself as, is how you're going to trade. I For my strategy, I only trade for 2 hours a day. But when that bell strikes for the market to open, I I am no longer Dom Davis. Like I am a top 20% trader, and all of my actions follow the behavior of a top 20% trader. Okay. Like if you want to be a top tier trader and you want to make the money to replace your income, the money be consistently profitable, you have to change your mindset to be that trader. That's the easiest way. So this is the first book, Courage to Be Disliked. I read this book, I think about 5 times. It is amazing. There's gonna be some psychological barriers that you're gonna run into, and this book helps you really, really build trust in yourself and define like what's your task and what are other people's tasks and how you can separate yourself. Because man, when I tell you there's gonna be things that weigh you down mentally that you're not even aware of because you think that it's your responsibility. When in reality it is not. And that gives you frees up so much bandwidth for you. This book changed my life tremendously. The Mountain is You, it'll help you identify self-sabotaging behaviors. It'll heal some past traumas and build resilience. And when I tell you, once you can't fix anything in life, you can't fix anything unless you're aware of it. If you can't identify issues, how can you fix them? And this book, The Mountain is You, will help you identify those patterns, those self-limiting beliefs, and actually fix those and develop healthy coping mechanisms for stress. Decision making and emotional mastery, these two books, Thinking in Bets, when I tell you, and again, they also have some biblical anchors because I read the Bible pretty consistently. And Proverbs will give you a lot of structure on how to live your life. And Thinking in Bets will give you the decision, analyze everything that you're doing down to, was this decision actually a good decision or was it just a bad luck of the draw? Like you can make a trade, you can say a buy, you're just like with the strategy, you can see a long bias and everything is aligned for a trade to go long and it goes against you. Did you do everything up before that decision to make sure you mitigated your risk? And that decision was actually good, and the market just didn't go, just went against you. Like it's going to happen. That's why we have risk management. And those are the 4 books. Like you can read them one week at a time, but again, like those are just mandatory books. You have to read those books because I can teach you the strategies, I can teach you the risk management. But when you're trading and you're behind that screen by yourself, you're trading with the market. And you are the one that really truly understands your emotions to the T and what triggers you and what doesn't trigger you. And you have to have the tools to manage that. And all these books will give you that, okay? When I fixed my mindset, everything changed. Like I said, I've told you, I invested over $100,000 in mentorship, but I had tremendous change in my psychology. His name is David Snyder, and all the intensive training that we went through, it just made it click, and a switch just flipped on, and literally I was trading and I made $40,000 a week.
I watched it. I was there. I was there.
It was because I mastered my psychology. And when you master that, everything else is so simple. So please, I'm going to say it one more last time. I can't stress this enough. Read the books. Go on YouTube. Listen to the audiobooks. Download the PDFs. You can access all these books for free. go get a library card, whatever you have to do to make it happen. I promise you, it's gonna save you a lot of heartache.
Hey, show me how you go to paper trade because I've never actually clicked on paper trading.
Oh, okay. Uh, so once you, this is all the brokers. So once you pull up Trading View, you find the what you want to trade, which is NQ, and then you see on Superchart. Then it open up the other tab, which is what you see right here. So you click this little button at the bottom. It's going to show you how to connect all your brokers. So you see how prices just hit the yellow line, right? We all know this, the yellow line is on the top and the blue line is on the bottom. So we already know that it is in a short bias, okay? Please interrupt me as we're going through this, like unmute yourself if you have any questions. Now, if you enter at this point anywhere up here, anything that's above this yellow line is A plus setup. Okay. I don't use limit orders. All I use is market orders. The higher it goes and then you short, the better your entry is, of course, or the longer that your trade will be in profit. Now, if you wait until price hits the blue line, you're just going to be waiting a lot longer, and it's a lot riskier to me. And that would be like a C entry. Most of the time, the trade is already left without you, and you can wait for another opportunity before you actually get in. Everything that I shadowed green up here is considered an A plus, is because you know that it's a short bias, price is going down, and your entry is a good entry. Just as if you're here on this buy, you got it at the yellow line, could have wrote it up. Even here, like in our strategy, if you did do a buy here, that would have been an actual approved like trade that you would have been following your rules, because you would have got an A plus entry, but it would have lost. That's why you have your risk management. Okay. This strategy isn't meant to be 100%. It's meant to have proper risk management and make the money that you can, follow the trend, and live and fight another day.
I was just wondering if it would be better to look at what price is doing during the New York session.
Yeah, we can go through the New York session right now. Everybody should be pretty comfortable with the strategy. The yellow line is on the bottom, so we know it's a long bias. Everywhere you see this red highlight, there's really no point of entering at that point, because the trade is already the train is already left without you. Why enter at the top, even though you know that it's it's a long bias? At no point should you have entered at these highs, right?
Right.
The space in between the yellow and the blue line, I would consider that like a B, just because the trend hasn't shifted. It's by the yellow line. Anything below or the yellow line would be an A. Like for instance, if you got in here at any point at that entry here, we couldn't enter at all over here for a long, just because it would go against our rules, right? Yellow lines on the top. We're anticipating short bias, and then it switched back forward, and I would have got back in here.
Yeah, that's where I'm looking at.
Yeah. So these are now you probably would have hit your stop loss, but even if my stop loss hit this one and it went lower, I still would have bought.
Okay.
Either way, I'm still following my rules, because the yellow line is on the bottom. It's a long bias. I'll still buy here for a long. Still will buy here for a long, because it never crossed.
Okay. So a cross would be where you would be like, okay, maybe the trend is changing.
Yeah, so this is a cross. This is where I'm like, okay, we went from a long bias to a short bias.
Okay.
And then here we went back to a short bias to a long bias.
So you would have entered on that because it closed underneath the yellow, right?
Yeah, all green, all A plus setups if it's under the yellow and it's a long bias. Even here, just because they're on top of each other, that doesn't mean that they cross. They're just sitting on top of each other.
Mm-hmm.
Here, if you got in at at 840 and you just sat on that until Because I think earlier today I checked, it was like, oh yeah, the top of the day was at 9:37. You could have held that for the whole day,
Some Monty.
and yeah, this would have been a short opportunity. Every other opportunity you needed to re-enter, get in on a good entry for longs. Like that's all you really should have been doing today was just longs, just because it was so strong.
Yeah.
A new and it's still going.
Yeah.
It's still going. So that's the basis of the strategy. Like good entry and then just go with the wave. Like go with the trend. The trend is long buyers. Ride that thing until you get stopped out or you manage your trade until it hits your stop loss. The indicators that I use is literally the 3SMMA, 3 close, 7 close, 9 close. I don't use the 9 just because it's not beneficial for me at this point. And the only reason why I like this indicator more than just putting on the separate indicators is because it'll take up 2 slots on your screen when you don't really need it to take up 2 slots.